Hey you guys, it's Amy. I'm just here doing this video while it's quiet and nobody's here. My husband went to go get my youngest daughter, and my other two aren't home from school yet. So I figured I'd come on here. Chloe and I didn't get to film that tag video yet, so I have my camera and my tripod set up in the living room. So we're gonna do that when she gets home from school. But the reason why I'm coming on here is to tell you guys, I know that you guys have seen a lot of videos with my cat Theodore in it, and he's not with us anymore. He was my orange cat, and it was a couple weeks ago. I didn't post anything on my personal Facebook page. I posted some stuff, but on like my Love My Ella Facebook page, I didn't post anything. Hang on one sec. I didn't post anything. So I'm having a hard time dealing with it. I didn't think, it's amazing how animals can like touch your heart so much. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, the love that you have for them is just unbelievable. It was 2 weeks ago. It'll be 2 weeks this Thursday coming up. And he was acting normal. He was, the week prior to him getting sick, he was acting normal. He was, running around. He was eating fine and whatnot. And then we had like a heat wave, and I thought something was wrong. I thought maybe it was the heat, like that was causing him to not feel well. And I was like, this isn't normal. I'm like, maybe he's just sick. So I just called my sister. I'm like, what do you think is wrong with Theodore? I'm like, he's kind of sluggish, and he was hiding in the closet. He just wasn't himself. And I wasn't even going to take him to the vet because, like I said, I just thought he's so furry. I just thought he was just tired from the heat. And he was like really not doing anything. He was drinking a little bit of water. So then we because we have two other cats, we kind of secluded him to we gave him his own litter box and his own food, because when he went in the litter box, the main litter box, he was in there for a while. And I'm like, something's wrong. So I said, I don't know if he's peeing or if he's pooping in there. I have no idea. So we gave him his own litter box, and he went in that litter box, and he sat there, and he sat there, and he sat there. And he kept going back in, out, going back in, going back out. And there was nothing in his litter box. So I said to my husband, it's something with his bladder. Because every time, you pet him on his bladder, he would cry or he'd meow, and I was like, there's something wrong. He's either constipated or something's wrong with his urinary tract. So I called the vet, and they told me to I could bring him to emergency, or I can bring him first thing in the morning. So I waited till first thing in the morning. We brought him about 9:30. That was our appointment. And she said they had to do a ton of blood work and everything, and she said that she thinks it's the blood. Well, and then I'll just go right into detail. Afterwards, she kept them. They said they're going to keep him overnight and run tests and whatnot, and come to find out it was his bladder. And what happened was, I guess cats, they get crystals or grit in their urine, and he had that on his urine, and his bladder was so blocked, his urinary tract was so blocked, so they had to catheterize it, and then drain it with the catheter, I would imagine. I'm not good with all this. The stuff that she was telling me, I couldn't even, I just got little bits and pieces because it's all medical and I don't know any of that. So she said, we're just trying to get him to maybe pee on his own and whatnot. So she called me. They had him 2 nights. And she called me, and the first morning she called, and she said, he's still not peeing on his own. We have to, they put him down. They sedated him 3 times to try to drain his bladder. And then she called me the second morning and she said, I have great news. She's like, Theodore, we gave him his own towel. He peed on his own. I was so excited. I was jumping for joy. I'm like, and she's like, well, he'll probably be able to come home tonight and blah, blah, blah. So I was all excited. So I get the phone call later that night. It was like around 6:30, 7 o'clock. I get the phone call that night saying that he's in a lot of pain again and his bladder, it's all blocked up again. And she doesn't want to go into his bladder. She can't get in there, she said. She's like, I cannot get in there and I don't want to rupture his bladder. And she said that I could send him to the hospital, but she's like, the amount of money you would have to pay for ultrasound, surgery, x-rays, everything. She's like, it wouldn't even, my hair is like, she's like, it wouldn't even, it's unfeasible. Like, I just couldn't afford it. I wish I was a millionaire and I could, like, have saved him. But to be honest with you, that suggested, she's like, I'm going to tell you right now, she's like, this is going to be reoccurring all the time. So this is always going to happen to him. If he has it now, it's going to be happening. She's like, you saw that it was fine for a little bit and then it locked up again. So she told me, she's like, the most, what's the word I'm looking for, feasible thing to do. I don't want to use that word feasible, but she's like, it would be to euthanize him. And I was hysterical because he was like, sorry. He was like my scrapbooking partner, and I mean, he was like the best cat. He was a ragamuffin breed, and he was only 3 years old. That's how old he was. And he was still so young and still just a baby. You know, you're 3, you're still a little baby. So my windows are open. It's gorgeous out today. So I asked the vet, I'm like, can we go down there and see him? And she's like, yep. She's like, get down here now, because he was already sedated. So she wanted to euthanize him while he was sedated, so he would just go peacefully. So we went there. Hang on one second. Okay. So we went there and we said our goodbyes and, you know, hugged them, and she gave him the the medicine, and it made him fall asleep, like, right away. So she's like, his heart stopped, and I was hysterical. So she ended up giving me some of his fur just to have, because I said to her, I'm like, you know what, because he shed so much, I said, I'm going to have to go home and, like, collect all his fur from everywhere, because he shedded so much. And so we went home, and actually as soon as we got there, they asked what we wanted to do with him, and I said, and they gave us this paper, and it said you can have them cremated, and then they, like, there's like a field of, like, animals, and they take their ashes in Rhode Island, and they sprinkle all the ashes for all these animals on this field in Rhode Island. And I was just so upset. I'm like, no way. I'm like, he's not going to Rhode Island. And then the other option was to bring him home and bury him. Well, I live in a 2-family. I mean, I'm on the first floor, but I don't know if I'm going to be here forever. And I'm not going to bury him, and it's just not going to happen. So then the other option was just to cremate him and then me take his ashes home and have him in an urn. So I opted for that one because I wanted him here with me, where he belongs and whatnot. And I just miss him. And I don't know if this is going to disturb some people. If you guys want to stop the video, you can. But I mean, it's nothing graphic or anything that I'm going to show you. But I'm just going to show you him in his urn right here that I have. And it came in this. And my little buddy's right here. And I have him sitting right on my scrapbook table. And there he is. He was such a little troublemaker, this cat. This was at our old condo. We had a huge picture window, and he would always, my blinds would be down, and he would shove his way into the blinds, and he would shove himself into the blinds and just look out the window. So he did that one day. So I went outside and I took a picture of him from the opposite end. I took one from the inside and one from the outside. But he was always doing something, and he loved to eat. Like, he loved his food. They weighed him at the vet, and he weighed 15 pounds and whatnot. So this is my buddy right here. He's right next to my Cameo. I know a lot of you guys have seen him on my videos and stuff, and he was just such an awesome cat. I think a lot of the pictures. Here he is right here. There he is. That one. And I put this funny picture in his urn for now because that's how I want to remember him. Like, just goofy, because he was just a goofball, you know? But he was like the most loving cat ever. Like, he would just lay on you and just want to snuggle with you and whatnot. That's why I waited so long to tell you guys, because I needed time to just grieve. I know I'm not really emotional right now, but I did have my breakdowns, and that's why it took me a while to post a video and tell everybody, because it does take time. And I mean, it's just like a human, you know. You welcome them into your home, and you feed them, you love them, like just like a person, you know. And it's just sad, and I miss him so much. Like, I miss him. And the vet sent me this beautiful card the other day. It says, when it's time to say goodbye to your pet, the decision to give them peace is the hardest one you'll ever make and the kindest gift you'll ever give. And she said, "Dear Wajda family, I'm so sorry for your immense loss. Theodore was a sweet, handsome cat with a trusting, loving personality. He certainly won many hearts in his short time in your loving home, and even here with us during his brief stay. I know you will miss this special boy dearly. In the end, you made the kindest choice for him. May your sorrow be softened by your memories of him, and in knowing he is now at peace. Sincerely, Westover Animal Clinic." And it says, "Happy memories comfort you at this time of loss." So they sent me this card. And then they sent me this, which I want to get framed. They sent me his paw print in this beautiful poem. I won't read it because I might cry. It's called The Rainbow Bridge, and it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So these two came together. And then they sent me some flowers to plant, and it says, this is beautiful, this little saying: "When tomorrow starts without me, don't think we're far apart. For every time you think of me, I'm right here in your heart." So I'm going to plant those in memory of him. And then just the certificate of cremation they gave me. And then the place where they cremated him sent me a card. And then it's got the Rainbow Bridge poem in there too. So that's what I've been going through. It's a lot. It's never easy losing an animal, and we're just trying to cope and not really get over it, but just kind of deal. And he's here with us now, so I think this is another thing too, is I feel a little bit better that he's here with me. Like, do I sound like a cuckoo? I just feel like I feel better that he's here with me, and he's not in Rhode Island and not buried in the ground. He's here. And I think that's what's making me feel a little bit better. But before, when he wasn't here and I didn't have anything except his little fur, I was a mess. I was just a mess. And if I came on here and did the video closer to the time when he passed away, you guys wouldn't even understand me because I was a wreck. I've just finally now have just come to terms that he's not coming. He's gone. And I'm not replacing him. I'm not getting another cat. I'm not, it's not happening. I'm not replacing him at all. So, but I'll let you guys go. I just wanted to fill you guys in on what's been going on. And I will talk to you later. Take care. Have a great day.